New York, 1939. Looks a bit different than you might think. That is because in this alternative history, in the 1920s, there was the discovery of a resource called Aether, which has been found to have massive anti-gravitational properties, enabling the construction of the floating metropolis you see in front of you. However, just because New York City flies doesn't mean it's escaped its problems. Corruption, violence, and wealth inequality is rampant, with many people struggling to get by day to day as the ruling class of barons treat the city like a giant chessboard. So, Aether Iron is a new RPG made by the folks at Seismic Squirrel. If y'all enjoyed games like Citizen Sleeper or Disco Elysium, I think you're gonna have a good time here. Since I like those games, Aether Iron had been on my radar for a while, and I was actually planning on playing it in my free time, but then I got an email offering to sponsor a video of me playing it. So yeah, this video is sponsored by Aether Iron. Now, for this video, I'm just gonna show some highlights from the first act of the game so y'all can see what you're in for, and if it's something you want to enjoy for yourself. If the game seems interesting to you, you can click the link down below to play an extended demo for yourselves, and the full game comes out on March 30th for you to buy. Now, let's get into the game. You play as a woman named Giovanna Randozzo, but most people call her Gia for short. She was working her way up as a smuggler, but after a bad job, she took a huge hit to her reputation in the aftermath, and now she's scraping pennies together with the few jobs she can get. Here, we join her as she meets with a powerful fixer named Mr. Blanc.
He stubs out the pleasantries with his dying cigarette. Onto a new smoke. Onto business.
A young woman from the Heights requests transport to the Lowers. Nowhere in particular.
This game is fully voice acted, by the way, so you can at points just turn on the autoplay option and just treat it like an audiobook and enjoy. You will have dialogue choices, and since this is an RPG, you have skill checks for certain options, like fighting for higher pay. Gia 1, Patriarchy 0.
She's down below after stepping out for air. You'll find her there, being obvious.
Damn, he wasn't lying.
So, you're my driver. I'm Nellie. Well, Dr. Eleanor Reinhardt, technically, but please, Nellie's fine.
Unfortunately for Gia, she's not the only person interested in escorting Nellie somewhere.
I pop open the hidden compartment under the dash and point to it. The girl catches on almost instantly, and there's only a moment of hesitation before she shoves her briefcase inside.
Here, we get our first taste of combat. It's pretty simple turn-based combat. Your vehicle has a certain amount of action points, every attack costs some, and they can only be used in certain directions. The only omnidirectional attack is just ramming them off the road, but that damages your car a bit too. Our pursuer is easily handled though, and we continue on to the ferry.
Stop! All vehicles leaving Astoria Bay require an exit permit.
I got my papers, verified this morning by...
All exit permits from before noon today are considered void. You'll have to acquire a new permit inside the terminal.
Unfortunately, Gia is outmatched against the unmovable object of New York City bureaucracy.
Gia, are you sure we can't take my briefcase? It's very important.
Better off out of sight than getting swiped in a pickpocket's hunting ground.
A few moments later.
Gia, the car!
I level up for the first time and take a look at the skill tree. Over time, you will build up a party, so make sure to specialize your characters. But as much as Gia would like to relax in her apartment, she can't even lay on her bed because there is a large elephant in the room.
That's when I saw him. The black cat. And then he saw me. I ran as fast as I could. Didn't have time to take anything else but the notes I had on me.
That's a hell of a story. So a professional killer snuck into the Heights and blew up a building just to get his mitts on you and your research. And you have no idea why.
The research Nellie is talking about is related to something they call the Well, a large gravity anomaly hanging just outside the city outskirts. The storm it creates is as dangerous as it looks, and despite the powers that be saying people should pay it no mind, Nellie's team has found concerning data that the Well is expanding and could eat up most of the city.
Hey, look at me. This chump isn't getting away with this. I'm going to take care of him. Going to get my car and your briefcase back.
Now, despite being in a flying city, this is America, so we're gonna need a car to get around.
Cress Carter is the only person in the whole who could sell me something with 4 repulsors and a steering wheel. Only one issue. I'm broke. Fortunately, I have something more valuable to her than a wad of cash.
Gio was not looking forward to this conversation.
You lost it? You here then to beg for your life?
I need help getting it back. An iceberg lugged 3,000 miles from the North Pole and thrown in the corner wouldn't have made this room any colder. Cress, Look, I don't come empty-handed. Here, found this on one of my jobs.
You think you can bribe me with a Coleman Hawkins? Damn. Okay, I'm listening.
Cress gives us the only car she has around. It's not great, but at least it flies, and she offers a lead on where to find information on our stolen car. Our next stop takes us to the borough of White Street.
I don't believe in vengeful spirits. If they existed, White Street would have been torn from the sky in retribution for its decades of war. Instead, it stays floating to spite the dead, a withered shell of its former glory.
Cress told us to mention her name to some Aetherians by the harbor, so that's where we're off to first.
Halt! The roads are closed until the demonstration is over. Exit your vehicle and line up for the parade.
Oh, Gia! A parade! Let's go!
If you do not comply, you will be arrested.
Mandatory fun, here we go. That's how all good celebrations start. This is not gonna play well with the suburban voters, dude. Like how obvious she is in the background. Wait, who the fuck? Who are you?
It's only a second, but I spot a glint of metal in the curve of a black brim that resembles a scarred-up bastard. Never heard of them using a weapon like that, though.
But those were their people. He's supposed to be the Baron. Isn't he supposed to listen to their concerns? What about due process?
Oh, he
Look,
processed
kid,
them,
it won't
alright.
work that- It's around here somewhere, hidden. What was that symbol?
Are we really going into the Undercity? Will the Aether Rats let us, or are the stories true? You don't think they'll throw us off the island, do you?
The Aether Rats is another name for Aetherians. Despite being the people responsible for keeping the city flying, they are treated like an untouchable class.
Eli's new war means that all non-essential requisitions are delayed. That includes water filtration equipment for the Undercity. Now, our water is becoming Aether-tainted.
We can't afford any more of us getting sick. Eli's terriers are already forcing longer and longer shifts to compensate for the fewer numbers.
So, if we want some information about our car, we're gonna have to get these people some water filters, which we can find at the scrapyard. We'll have to deal with the quartermaster, however, we are warned not to trust him. But come on, he looks trustworthy to me.
Look, you whitecaps are all about honor, right? You understand what an oath is. We made a promise to help these people, and we intend to keep it.
Sorry, girls. Times are tough all around. And I don't got nothing against the rats, but if I just start giving stuff away, what's next? Sparkling water? Topside privileges? Extra rations?
Bro really said, what's next? I let them see the sun for free?
Look, you want to help so bad? Maybe you can help me. I got this thorn in my side. A scrapper bandit on the lowest levels who thinks he can edge in on White Street territory. Calls himself a king, if you can believe that. You can find all sorts of useful stuff down the beanstalk. Water filtration parts, even. I'd be happy to let you down there to have a look. So long as you report back to me with good news about my scrapper problem. Capiche?
So, we have our terms for the deal, but now there's someone else we gotta talk to.
Good afternoon. Intelligence Officer Randall Pitt. And you are?
He basically wants any dirt we have on the quartermaster for an excuse to seize the scrapyard and take control himself.
I don't think I like that Officer Pitt very much.
That's only because you've got working eyes and ears. Stay away from him, all right?
Here is one of the first real choices in the game. I help the quartermaster with his problem and get the heat off of him so he'll help me out, or find some dirt on him and turn him over to Pitt. I'll get what I want either way, it's just a matter of who I want running the yard in the future. So, down we go.
This is the closest to the burrows I've been in years. If I look off the edge, I might even be able to see where I was born.
Immediately, we find the Scrapper King, who is not nearly as hostile as we were led to believe by the quartermaster.
You familiar with White Street's quartermaster?
Let's go. Sure. He's the only man who puts food on my table.
He said scrappers like you were cutting into his territory down here.
And he sent you to come take care of me, did he?
A distorted, bitter laugh coughs out of the man.
Can you believe it, guys? The quartermaster was shady. I guess he just wanted to do some layoffs, but figured that the exit interview with the Scrapper King wouldn't go so well.
Sneaky bastard.
You can say that again. Guess I've outlived my usefulness. Question is, what are you gonna do now?
If the quartermaster wants to fire someone so bad, he can come down and do it himself. I ain't doing his dirty work. That does mean we're gonna have to find water filters for the Aetherians another way, but after another quick check at another scrapyard, we find some, along with some unfriendly guests. He didn't fly so good.
When we pull up to the quartermaster's office, there's a troop of secret police attending Let's Go and Pitt inside. Neither one looks pleased to be sharing the same air with the other.
We have to make a decision on whether to snitch on the quartermaster. And as much as he is a corrupt dirtbag that just tried to get me to kill his security to save money, I think it's still better to be with the devil you know, considering the other choice to run this place is the secret police for a government who just casually vaporize citizens in a mandated attendance military parade.
Sorry, fellas, but we couldn't dig up anything useful. Afraid we wasted your time. Just wanted to come by and apologize before we head out. Intelligence Officer Pitt regards us as one might the brown patch on their recently chomped apple.
I see. Well, that about wraps it up then.
Despite me saving the quartermaster's job, the ungrateful bastard doesn't even give me what I came to him for because I didn't kill the Scrapper King. So, I'm off with just the scavenged filter.
I'm happy to say we were able to retrieve some excellent parts for you. Here you are.
Her face falls as she sees Maria's strained look of gratitude and regret.
Thank you. Truly.
Is something wrong?
No, honey, you did a wonderful job. It's just that, well, I'm sure these will keep out most of the contaminants.
Most? Oh.
I did technically fulfill my end of the deal, and they tell me where to look next.
Oh, Gia, your car. I'm so sorry. This is all my fault.
The vandal who took my car apart was more butcher than surgeon, ripping out the hidden compartments and leaving a gaping hole where Nellie's briefcase had been stored. Kid.
We never had a chance. The car had been looted and abandoned long before we showed up.
What's so special about that briefcase of yours?
Oh, I've been tracking the growth patterns of the well for some time. Recently, the etheric charge in the storm band spiked, building in both intensity and atmospheric disturbance.
English, Professor, please.
Someone hasn't been a very good pupil. Skipping your homework?
Well, see, my dog ate my chalkboard, and I'm not too good without my chalkboard.
Something recently made the well stronger. Much stronger. If I can stop that, I might be able to stop the well from consuming the lowers altogether.
Now, as tempting as it is to doom and gloom about losing Nellie's research, we still have the woman who made those notes in the first place. The ladies decide it's best to just head back home and think about what to do next. But on the way, there is a familiar shadow approaching them once more.
I've been awful rude. Never introduced myself. Name's Tobias Dufresne.
And it looks like our fight is heating up with the attention of the police. We're gonna have to be careful in this fight since Dufresne completely outmatches us now since we're in a way worse car. Fortunately, there is a decent amount of obstacles and lane splitting that allows me to keep a good distance away from him.
You're under arrest by order of General Tillinghast!
Damn it, soldier boy, get out of my way.
Now's our chance. The Whitecaps jump on Dufresne's sleek Corvette like a drove of starched pigs tackling a raven. While the bullets and cuss words fly, so do we. And he clocks our escape with a furious shout.
You ain't seen the last of me, you hear? I'm coming for you, Miss Doctor.
Once again, we're back to the hole. While Nellie plans on getting another experiment ready to fix the well, Gia still needs to make some actual money. Cress has another job for her to help break out some Aether convicts from the prison. A very daring job that begs a lot of questions, especially since there are clearly a lot of resources invested in this mission. And Cress is being very clammy about who else is involved, but I'm not really in a position to say no to work. This does add her as a companion though, and now we have an extra vehicle to work with in combat. You know, despite how much Gia hyped up this prison, the breakout isn't too hard fortunately. I passed some very easy skill checks against the guards on the way while we drive up to the rendezvous point.
An enormous inverted headstone. The tomb is a grave marker for hope. The only way out is down. Nothing and no one gets out, unless they're dropped to the earth thousands of feet below. The clock ticks. Cress and I wait in a darkened bank of smoke and cloud.
Once we're there, the prisoners emerge from hiding to get in the barge and we're off. Cress's next suggestion for a job has Gia track down an old flame.
It's always laundry day in the Raymond district. Sheets quiver around me like phantoms as I look for a ghost from my past. Needles Portnoy, a smuggler I have every kind of history with.
What the hell do you want, 8-Shot? Didn't do enough damage last time? Come back for more?
Nice to see you too, Needles.
As you can probably tell, this wasn't a pretty breakup.
Okay, I have something. But after this, we're through. There's this big White Street reception for the Barony bigwigs. We play dress up, sneak in, grab some documents, get out. No one puts on a second face like you.
So we get changed into some White Street officer uniforms and sneak into the gala. Almost immediately upon walking in, we see the man himself, General Eli.
My friends, tonight is for you. Tonight we celebrate our victories. As we speak, our forces liberate the islands of Fresh Pond Park, returning them to their true home in White Street. This city is a cesspool. For too long, its people have drowned in complacency, greed, and filth. Through our efforts, we will save them. We will give clean water, purpose, order, and above all else, a future.
That doesn't sound ominous at all.
And you, Lieutenant, what is the future you see?
The General lays a gloved hand on my shoulder. firm and blistering. His eyes focus on me alone like a dozen spotlights. I sweat under the heat of his glare. Sir, White Street will be an inspiration to the lowers. No more will we suffer rot and complacency. No more will we struggle to breathe. We'll lead the city to a promising new future.
Well spoken, Lieutenant.
The job could have easily been a bust if I embarrassed myself in front of the general, but fortunately, my cover is still maintained.
Nice speech. Still see the sparkles in your eyes.
Almost sound jealous, Ivanovich.
God, no, it's revolting. You fit right in.
Now, I gotta wait for the right moment for Needles to kill the lights in the room and give me the time I need to swipe the right documents from the building.
The lodge goes dark. The officers fight to control the ensuing chaos. Meanwhile, I rush the map room, swipe the maps, and return to the halls faster than a blink. Needles is just as quick, already at the window.
Everything is going according to plan, at least till I get to the window we're using to escape.
Something glints. The barrel of a gun drives into my gut. His breath's hot, daring me to move.
The maps ain't shut.
Bastardo! Why?
Why? For your screw-up. For the torture. For getting Alfonso killed. Pick one.
I saved you! He doesn't move. Blood pounds my ears. I remember why I didn't want to go to Needles while I shoved the maps into him. I hate that I trusted this man. But more than that, I hate how I had no choice.
Very strange that he chose this moment to do the betrayal when we haven't even left the building yet. Which makes me think that this was a heat-of-the-moment decision. Needles let the intrusive thoughts win, so he just leaves us and Gia has to figure out her own way out, which involves her just BSing her way past a guard to walk through the front door.
I'm clear. I get a whiff of sweet relief, but my breath catches at a pack of White Street officers. They don't see me. Their fangs are already bared at the man cornered between them.
Check him.
The teeth come down. Needles flinches. He's fighting to keep that cocksure glare, but I see the whites of his eyes. He knows he's one bad move away from a dead man. It's the second time I've seen Needles make that face. The second time I've had to decide whether to risk myself by grabbing his hand. If I don't run now, I lose my exit. If I do, I leave Needles for dead. Just like back then, I only get to pick one.
You know, when Needles betrayed me to walk off with the maps, I'm sure leading up to it, the thought crossed his mind that something like this could happen to me easily. Yet, he did it anyway, to the woman who saved his life a year ago. I have no problem leaving him to his fate.
His fading voice trails my steps.
Fellas, let's talk. Don't have to be nasty. Look, I'm emptying my pocket. Hands off!
Needles always gets louder the harder he's cornered. This time, there's no hand to catch him except White Street's. One shot. Words play back like a recording. Don't do this. It's not too late, Piotr.
Coming home, we're informed that somebody has been making orders under Gia's street name 8-Shot. That someone is clearly Nellie, who just saw her name as a way to get the stuff she needed for experiments faster, but Gia takes a moment to inform her why that name shouldn't be used lightly.
A job went sideways. My job. Needles and I were moving cargo for a big shot. It should have been a career maker, but we messed up. We drew fire and I had to make a call that cost us the cargo. Knew there'd be consequences. Just didn't know how bad they'd be.
After the botched delivery job with Needles, Gia and her uncle had to explain what went wrong to their client. Zio tried to take the fall for it going wrong, and the client made his displeasure evident.
Then, he couldn't. I don't remember the last thing he said before I felt his chest go still. Dark silhouettes slither out from the black spots in my vision. I see him on the floor. I feel the cold. I hear his last, frightened breath rattle out of his throat.
Gia, are you okay?
I emptied my revolver into him, right there. I emptied every cylinder. All 7 shots hit their mark. But it wasn't enough. It was the 8th shot that turned me into the monster.
After that, Nellie understands that she just can't be throwing around the 8-shot name anywhere. Gia takes a walk outside and catches up with another fixer named Tayana. She's got some news to tell us.
Did. An order went out last night. All able-bodied citizens are to report for draft.
I feel a black glove yank my stomach into my throat. It started like this last time, too.
Those who do not report are to be considered disloyal.
Eli's starting another purge. I need to talk to Cress.
Yeah, Eli is out there doing his Night of the Long Knives, and we gotta act fast to save any Aetherians we can from the purge. Since I'm expecting some heat on the streets, I make sure Cress has a vehicle that can put up a good fight. We set off to the rendezvous point to pick up who we can, but unfortunately, someone beat us here.
No, not again.
Everything is still. A picture of devastation. The smoke, the bodies, the amber light casting shadows on shades of gray. Ah! Nellie, stay here. I'm going to check if anyone's still alive.
Among the destruction is Maria, one of the Aetherians we helped earlier. She is mortally wounded, while her husband had already passed.
Her final comfort given, Cress closes Maria's eyes and puts her to rest with her husband and friends.
I'm gonna kill him.
Cress, look, I get it. But first, we need to get out of here. We'll come up with a plan later.
I got a plan. It involves taking the bastard out before he kills any more of us.
You're not thinking straight. There's an army between you and him. Eli's got a cannon that can take out a crowd in a single shot.
Honestly, a very valid point, but obviously Cress is too angry to see reason and leaves us.
Empty-handed, smoke fading, I start back towards the car and Nellie. I'm still among the wreckage when the air comes alive. White Street engines growl from every angle.
Gia!
I brake for the car, but their headlights rush me, fencing me in. A harsh beam splits the path between me and Nellie. No time to get to the car. Not without us both getting caught.
Nellie, get out of here!
And just our luck, White Street officers pull up to arrest us. Nellie manages to escape, but Gia ain't so lucky. And soon, we're taken to General Eli's HQ, the Overlook. You know, if I woke up every day with a view like this, I'd be pretty full myself too.
One look at me and the General's teacup comes down with a decisive clink.
The spirited lieutenant from the gala, of course. You were foolish to show yourself, but I respect a leader who commands from the front.
Yeah, I was at your gala. Someone paid me to sneak in, but it's got nothing to do with any rebellion.
You seem to believe confessing to a lesser crime will spare you. You're wrong. You corrupted my quartermaster. You disrupted our supply line and threw priceless cargo to a pack of thugs. You and your accomplice sabotaged a night meant to honor good men and women. You even brought a Heights assassin to bear.
Honestly, when he lays out everything I've done so far, I'm like, damn, maybe I am a rebel operative.
Eli's put together a damning rap sheet. If I want any chance of avoiding the firing squad, I need to break his case fast. Who let an assassin run rampant? Who let a shipment of weapons vanish under their watch? Who let a forged invite and a counterfeit uniform through the front door? Your intelligence officers almost arrested your quartermaster on trumped-up charges. If things had gone down different, you would have executed an old comrade over nothing.
Gia definitely gave off some aura with that monologue, but we really gotta address the elephant in the room here. Why is the general even talking to me?
My men took this from your assassin. I'm told it suggests how to manipulate the well. Answer me. What are these?
That's research from the heights. The well's expanding. It's growing fast and it's going to get bad. According to those heights scientists, the well's going to take down the whole lowers. Someone's working on a fix, but they need that device. Give me the book. You'll never hear from me again, and I'll throw in fixing the well for free.
You misunderstand. I believe you, but I cannot let you live. You have killed my men, sowed discord at every corner of this barony.
Yeah, I guess we have committed a lot of crimes recently. But when everything seems like it's about to end, we get some help.
Get to the general! Idiots! Back into position, now!
I see a Cress on the cusp of her revenge, and a Cress realizing how badly I need her help. She only has time to be won. My soul curls in on itself. Deep down, I know that Cress deserves her revenge as much as I did. I nod towards Eli, head as heavy as a gavel. Instead, she pulls me from the
This
soldiers.
woman never listens to me.
Damn it, Gia! I had him! I was close! I had him! What the hell happened? I leave you alone for 5 minutes, and your damn client's throttling your car and screaming about how you've been arrested.
Remember that we got captured right after she threw a fit about us saying we should go back to the hole. Literally, if we just left at that moment, we all would have been fine. Anyways, this isn't gonna be a clean getaway. We're gonna have to fight our way out, with the general himself hot on our tail. It was a great call by me to give Cress the heavy truck. The minigun it's equipped with can do so much damage. The general's laser is a one-hit kill, but you do get a turn to respond to it. And during that turn, you can ram the general into a more favorable position.
You fought your last battle, old man.
No! He removed the power limiter!
What's that mean?
It's releasing an astronomical amount of energy and overheating the engine. He's hurting himself every time he uses that cannon.
Then all we gotta do is outlast him.
All that matters now is staying alive until the general blows himself up.
Oh, that's gonna leave a mark.
He just wails on Cress though, forcing her out of the battle, but her sacrifice bought me enough time to win.
I'll take it from here.
This can't be! I have a destiny! White Street has a destiny!
Half the car is gone, vaporized into nothing. What remains of the weapon, the journal of research, and the blood-stained tyrant lies unrecognizable, twisted within a tangle of Aether and Iron.
He said it! He said it!
And with that done, that kind of wraps up the first act of the game, or at least I think it does, because there's 2 more big islands to go to after this. I'm only like 7.5 hours in, and there's definitely a lot more for y'all to see in this game. Also, like I said before, I did cut out a few quests and encounters, so y'all can still have a decent experience in the early game yourself. If you made it this far, I hope y'all enjoyed watching me play Aether Iron. If you're interested in playing the game yourself, just get it through the link down below. If not, well, at least just leave a like so other people will see this video too. This game has made me want to kind of try with experimenting with different games on the channel, and I think this summer I really want to commit to doing this more often. Thank you to my alumni on Patreon going the extra step to support my content. Y'all are amazing for that. I'm gonna be having another normal Hoi 4 video for y'all soon, so you won't have to wait long to see me again. Bye bye!